Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Today's video is in response to the viewer's question regarding bean sprouts. She wrote to me and asked me, how would you stir fry bean sprouts? Now, it turned out to be that it is really quite easy. So I'm going to demonstrate 3 dishes for stir frying bean sprouts. And the first dish I'm going to demonstrate is an scramble dish. Now, you probably have seen my other videos on scrambled. It's a dish. It's a combination between scrambled egg and an egg omelette. And the end result is that you have characteristics of both. And it provides a very interesting culinary experience. It is the best way to add different ingredients to a scrambled, and one of the easiest way is to add something that can cook very quickly. Now, bean sprout to be turned out perfect for that purpose. Now, bean sprout come in many different forms, and the bean sprout that I use in this particular video are bean sprout that referred to as mung bean sprout. They come from the mung bean, and they are very easy to actually grow it yourself. You just germinate it in your kitchen, and they are ready to use. And bean sprout can be eaten raw, and this makes them extremely easy and flexible to cook, because all you have to do is to add it to whatever food ingredients, and they require very light cooking. And for this reason, it is really a perfect ingredient for cooking a scrambled. This scrambled is very simple. In addition to the bean sprout, I also add some scallion. And the end result is that you can cook this scrambled dish in less than 2 to 3 minutes. And this makes it extremely efficient. And the end result is that you have a very healthy meal. That you have eggs and you have the vegetable, which in the form of the bean sprout. Now, this is the advantage of home cooking. And this is a good demonstration of tempeh-based cooking. And by substituting the bean sprout with other ingredients, you create a brand new scrambled dish. To season this dish, I just add a small amount of oyster sauce to garnish it. And you can season it almost any other way that you would like to. Now, the second dish that I'm cooked with the bean sprout is a salmon dish. Both my wife and I love salmon. And bean sprout will add some interesting feature to this salmon dish because of the texture that it can impart to this dish. Both my wife and I love salmon. And we use salmon mainly as a condiment rather than as the main ingredients. In this dish, the salmon is first shallow fried, and shallow frying the salmon is a great way to create great flavor, and it's much better if you shallow fry it when you cut them into individual pieces. This will allow you have much better control of the doneness as well as the texture of the salmon, and it actually provides the best way to cook salmon. Before I developed this method for cooking salmon, I used to be very reluctant to cook salmon, partly because salmon are expensive. And a lot of time, you buy a whole piece, and quite often you cannot finish the whole piece the way as it is. In that case, the salmon becomes the main ingredients of your meal. I much prefer to have salmon as a condiment that will help me to enhance the flavor of other food ingredients that I cook together with the salmon. So the end result each time when we cook salmon, we usually use only about 6 ounces of salmon, and that's just perfect for us. And most people do not realize that, in fact, it is much better to use meat as a condiment. That's not only allow you enjoy the meat better, but it will also reduce your meat consumption. To cook this salmon, I'm going to cook it with mushroom. After I cook the salmon to about 70 to 80% how I want it to be done, I add the mushroom to it. I use 2 kinds of mushroom. I use the oyster mushroom as well as the white mushroom. Then I add the bean sprout to the dish. Now again, I add the bean sprout right at the end because I only want to cook the bean sprout very lightly. And this demonstrates to you the flexibility of bean sprout. And this is also a demonstration of template-based cooking. Basically, I using cooking the bean sprout as a template, which means that cook them very lightly, and I can use it in almost any type of dishes that I want. And last but not the least, I'm going to add some scallion, which I cut into strips. This will add a nice onion flavor to the dish. So, as you can see, the flexibility of home cooking will allow you to create many different types of dishes that will not be possible if you have somebody else to cook for you. Lastly, I'm just going to season it very lightly with some oyster sauce. Again, you can season your dish any way you would like. In this dish, I would like to enjoy the flavor of the mushroom, the two different kinds of mushroom, the white mushroom and the oyster mushroom, as well as the bean sprout and scallion. Therefore, I only seasoned it very lightly with just a touch of oyster sauce. Home cooking provides you with a lot of options. For example, with this bean sprout, it really adds quite a bit to the dish. Now, I normally do not cook with bean sprout until it was received this question from the viewer. And after I try the bean sprout, I really like it. I think one advantage of the bean sprout is that you can grow it at home very readily. And because where I live, normally I cannot buy any bean sprout. So I think because of this experience, I think I'm going to start to germinate my own bean sprout. And I think I will find it far more interesting as well as satisfying to have my own. Last but not the least, again, I always have some scallions on hand, so I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of scallion. And the next dish that I'm going to cook is some shrimp. Again, most people do not cook shrimp too often because they're worried about when they cook shrimp, if they do not cook it properly, this will lead to ruining the shrimp. And since shrimps are expensive. And here I demonstrate to you how I cook this dish with shrimp. Shrimp cook very quickly as compared to salmon. So instead of cooking the shrimp first, I'm going to cook the mushroom first. The mushroom will allow me to provide a buffer when I cook the shrimp. So when I do put the shrimp in, I will not overcook the shrimp. Now, the mushroom that I cook here is after I cook a salmon dish, and the oil in the salmon can be absorbed by the mushroom. Again, this is just an efficient way to make sure you can make use of all the ingredients that you have, and all the nutritional quality from the different food ingredients can be fully took advantage of. Again, the shrimp cook very quickly, and one way to cook the shrimp is to monitor the process. Again, with home cooking, you have a lot of flexibilities because you can keep an eye on how you cook the shrimp. And most of the time, when people cook shrimp, one of the greatest concerns they have is that they might overcook the shrimp. Quality of the shrimp depends a great deal on its texture. Shrimp, when it's overcooked, the texture becomes rubbery and they become dry, and nobody likes shrimp like that. So as long as you learn how to cook shrimp properly, you will find shrimp is probably the best ingredients to use in the case for cooking a quick dish, because shrimp takes only literally seconds, not more than 1 or 2 minutes. The final step is again using the template that I for cooking the sprouts. I add the sprouts right at the end. With the idea is that I only want to cook the bean sprout very lightly. So as you can see is that template-based cooking plays a critical role in helping you to make your cooking more interesting as well as more varied. With template-based cooking, you can use similar ingredients and to cook many different types of dishes. Again, in here, it shows you the practicality of home cooking, but you require to have a system. And that's why my fast cooking system is designed to help you to make home cooking as efficient as possible, but at the same time as adaptable and flexible. Because it is nothing more valuable if you can use the same ingredients to cook many different dishes. And here's a good example with template-based cooking. A single ingredient can be used in many different forms. When you cook them in many different dishes, not only it enhances the diversity of the dish, but it also improves the nutritional quality of what you're going to cook. I really enjoy using the bean sprout. I never cook bean sprout that much because in the past, as I have mentioned earlier, I do not have it readily available. My friend lives in Long Island. he told me that he has been germinating bean sprouts for 20 years. He has a simple method that allows him to always have fresh bean sprout on hand. So there's not only just one kind of bean sprout. There are many different types of bean sprout. And using different kind of bean sprouts, you can use it in different capacity. Bean sprout is extremely flexible. You can use it on salad by eating it raw. Or you can use it in sandwich. For example, alfalfa is one type of sprout that very popular in using in sandwich as well as in salad. But bean sprout is also great for stir frying, as demonstrated in the free example I show you in this particular video. And this is why I really believe that once you have a system set up, home cooking can be a lot of fun. It allows you to have many options, many possibilities. Because with home cooking, you can cook ingredients that normally are not available in fast and ultra-processed food, or even in restaurants that you will go out to eat, including fine restaurants. So I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system, which will help you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun, so it can be part of your daily routine. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.